The 1880 train is a historic steam train located in South Dakota, just a few miles from Mt Rushmore. In today's video, we'll take you aboard the train, talk about the onboard experience, the cities it stops at, and at the end include plenty of footage from the train itself. Let's start by talking about the onboard experience. When you book your ticket, you are assigned a seat in one of the mini coaches. The seats are actually pretty comfortable, and you have quite a bit of leg room with them. And they easily flip in the direction of travel, or if you wanted to face the others in your party in like a group of 4. Coaches are pretty basic and bare bones, but kind of goes along with the history of riding this style of train. It isn't luxury, but it's exactly what you kind of expect, and works well for the about an hour or so train ride. They do have some open air coaches, but we rode later in the season when those were no longer in service. The train has 2 depots, and you can get on at either end of the ride. We got on at Hill City, so I'll kind of focus on the video with Hill City. This is actually the larger of the 2 and has restroom facilities as well as some grab-and-go food that you can bring on the train. Here's a quick look at the menu. Again, grab and go, not like a full lunch necessarily. We'll talk about where you could get food later in this video. They do have some other trains on display, so it's worth walking around. It's also important to note they have a giant parking lot with free parking. The other station does not. So if you're driving, which you probably are, most likely you should probably get on at Hill City. After about an hour train ride, the train stops at Keystone. That's where it reverses, and there's a small depot there. We'll talk about the city in a moment, but the depot itself has some snacks and beverages, also some restrooms. Worth going in to also just look at the cool little train model they have of the train itself, high up above the merchandise. Enough talking, here's some train footage from the journey, and then we'll end the video with talking about the 2 cities the train stops at. Both Hill City and Keystone are fairly small towns. This is the whole drag in Hill City. You can see there's a couple restaurants, a couple souvenir shops, but that's mainly it. But there are a few places if you wanted to grab lunch before or after the train ride. Keystone is a little bit smaller, but seems to have a little bit more to do. And you have the option of taking the early train, doing a layover there for a few hours before you head back. Probably just enough time to head and have lunch, where we went to this famous restaurant. Ruby House is this old restaurant that has tons of history, and it looks straight out of what you would imagine a cowboy restaurant from the olden days being. It even has a saloon that certain times of the day they do saloon shows, the Red Garter Saloon. But the main attraction is Mt Rushmore, which is just about 10 minutes from Keystone. And it's actually close enough that while we were at Mt Rushmore, we heard the whistle of the train. At $43 for an adult, I think it's a great experience. It's only a couple hours long. Sometimes these scenic train rides can get a little too long. It's great views and 2 fun cities it goes between. So I highly recommend taking this train.